So everybody, please welcome Sara James Williams.
I'm going to take a rock first. Okay, this gives me something to play with. My name is Sara James Williams, and 3 years ago I walked out of my corporate job and started my life all over. That was July 23rd of 2013. And right now and every year for the rest of my life, that will be my own special holiday. And I celebrate it every year. For me, it's called Freedom Week because that's what it's about. I grew up most of my life with a camera in my hand, had a little Kodak 110, ran out all the Polaroid film, really upset my parents, really expensive. Spent a lot of time taking pictures and just enjoyed it. It was an amateur hobby thing that I did. I took pictures when I traveled, I took pictures with my family. Never considered myself a professional photographer. Matter of fact, I went to college to major in psychology because human behavior fascinates me. And while in college, I took several courses in photography. And I remember my teacher actually saying to me, he's like, oh, this is really good. You should take this class and do this, and we should really start putting you in this kind of advisory program. And I was like, I'm going to get a real job, thank you. And that's really how I treated it. It was an art form, and I loved it, but for me, it wasn't a real job. Didn't qualify as making it, whatever that means anymore. And so I left college and started climbing that corporate ladder. Not in psychology, but I was a project manager for many companies for many, many years and made them a lot of money, lots of months. In January of 2013, my sister approached me and asked me to take some pictures of her and her friend for Valentine's presents for their boyfriends. And I said, like, hey, there's professionals that manage this, just call them and take care of it, and they will get this for you, and you'll have beautiful photos, but I don't know anything about this. And I just kept telling her no. For 2 weeks, I told her no. She kept calling, and I said, fine. Finally, I just gave in. We scheduled the shoot, and it was amazing. I felt like I had come home, and they were fantastic. It was safe for me because I knew them, my sister, one of her good friends. But it just came so naturally to me. There was nothing, really struggle. There was nothing weird about it. It just all felt really good. And so then fast forward about 6 months later, and in the middle of all of this, she's continually in my ear about, you should be doing this for a living. And I'm like, I have a real job, thanks. And about 6 months later, it's now June, it's Father's Day. I called my dad and was like, hey, it's my first day off, like 6 months. I'm working 12-hour days, I'm so tired. Really don't want to get out of my jammies today. I did order you a root beer of the month club though, on its way. I love you, and I will come see you in a couple weeks. And being the wonderful man that he is, he said, oh, don't worry about it, it's no problem. Take your time off, relax, enjoy, I'll see you later. I'm just putzing around the house anyway. I'm like, all right. Didn't think anything of it. 2 weeks later, he died. Heart attack, unexpected and quickly, and it completely uprooted my entire life. 3 weeks after that, I actually was where I met Tony. And we happened to be at the same event. A very dear friend of mine is a motivational speaker. And it was one of his first events, and he begged me to come just to support him. And I kept asking questions, what is this? And it's about, he said, just come. And I said, fine, but I cannot quit my job. Like, I just want to be very clear, I cannot quit my job. Here's some real law of attraction stuff for you. Because the second that I said that, I knew it wasn't true. It was like, the words coming out of my mouth, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I fly to LA. 3 days later, in front of 350 people, stood on a stage effortlessly, less nervous even than I am right now, just weird, and quit my job. Just flat out was like, that's it, I'm not going back. Can't do this anymore. I didn't see my dad Father's Day. My last opportunity to see and talk to him because I was too busy and too tired from working for somebody else. And in the middle of all of that, I decided I was going to go home and write a book because that's what I thought my passion really was. I really enjoyed writing. I've always enjoyed writing. And I felt like I had this story that just needed to be told. Like many people, adolescence was rough for me. Some stuff happened, as it does to everyone else. But I felt like I just needed to put it on paper and get it out and release it to the world and be done with it. So that was my plan. And then I get home and I realize that some of the guilty have passed and some of the guilty are still living, and it's really hard to figure out how to write those kinds of stories without upsetting your entire life. So then I tried to write it from a fiction point of view, and the whole thing just got really muddled and complicated. And then my sister shows up and she's like, "You should do this thing again." And I'm like, I should just start, I'll just start taking pictures on the side. It'll be fine. And, make me a couple $100 here and there, not a big deal. So the type of photos that I take, it's called boudoir photography. Most people don't know what it is. Some people do. It is intimate photography for women. I also do a lot of glamour type of work, so that's more flowy dresses and beautiful portraits and portraiture work. But my primary focus is boudoir. So I start taking pictures, and I'm expecting very cute 22-year-old girls with perfect bodies that are very surface and superficial, that are not going to let me into their lives or their world, that I just want pictures of my boyfriend. That's what I'm expecting to happen. And that's not what happened. About 4 months after I opened my studio, a woman called me and said, "I just reached 100 pounds lost. I have been very heavy my entire life, and I wear my weight to cover myself up because I don't want people to look at me. I have to stop doing that." Okay. What can I do for you? She said, "I was a survivor of childhood sexual trauma. The word that she used, it wasn't abuse, it was trauma. I don't know the details, I don't want to know the details." And she wanted me to take pictures of her in her almost nothingness to celebrate her body for the first time in her life. She was 48 years old. That changed everything about everything that I do. It went from, oh, I'm randomly taking pictures of really cute girls on the surface, to how a photo completely changes a person. And particularly how it changes women. I know that men have self-esteem issues too. I know that there's a lot of pressure to do many things on both sides of those sexes in terms of your physical appearance, your financial expectations, all of those kinds of things. But not being a man, it's not something I'm overly familiar with. I can relate to women in that aspect. I can relate to the comparison of the supermodel on the front of the magazine. I can relate to the fact that it's not real. None of that is real. We all think it's real, and we're told that it's real, and it's not real. Those celebrities don't even look like those celebrities. We think that they do, but they don't. And it's a hardcore, hardwired belief. I, this morning, met with an incredible woman. I took her photos on Tuesday. I came in this morning to look at her images and sat there sobbing as we played her slideshow, and she got to see herself the way that the rest of the world sees her. Probably the way that her husband sees her. Smiles and laughs and giggles that I'm sure her kids see. Things that she never sees, because we don't walk around with the mirror in front of ourselves. We don't walk around with cameras taking pictures of our day-to-day things. And she brought me a gift. It's a necklace, and it's from this place called, I just totally lost it. I had it and I lost it. Forget, sorry. Anyway, but they're keys, basically. They're these little tiny keys, and they have words printed on them. They're designed to be worn as necklaces. And she said, "I bought this for you on Tuesday after our session. I called and I ordered it. And you're supposed to pay it forward, but I just want you to keep this. I really don't want you to give it away. It's very special." And it reminded me of you. And I was like, "Oh, well, what does it say?" And I opened this and it said "Fearless."
What?
It said "Fearless."
Oh, fearless.
And I got a little bit teary because it was just a really special moment. It's my favorite gift that I've ever been given by clients, and I get a lot of really fun stuff. Lots of high heels and corsets and jewelry and that kind of stuff. But But to be able to get something that was meaningful, that was for me, and not for my studio or for my business, it was just for me and the way that she saw me, was a beautiful way for us to kind of reciprocate that, because then I got to give her a beautiful gift of how I see her. And that's what I do. That's what won me that wonderful Best of Western Washington Portrait Photography Award that I didn't see coming. I wanted it bad, didn't expect it. And sometimes it's the not expecting and the trying and the continual like, oh, I'm going to do this, and it's that intention, it's that thing that you love, it's that thing that you would do even if you weren't getting paid for it. And I do a lot of stuff for free. I do a lot of stuff because I think that women need to feel special. I think they need to feel strong and beautiful and empowered and comfortable in their bodies. And it does not matter what size you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter any of those things. It doesn't matter if you're in the process of losing weight or gaining weight or whatever, none of that matters. It just matters that this is what your body is right now, and you should be allowed to love it as it is. That's it. It's one of the things that I drag all of my clients through, and I ask every single one of them is, what do you love about your body right now? And I ask them this several times over the course of our getting to know each other, consultation meetings and actual session and reveal dates and all that kind of stuff. And that answer varies a little bit from time to time. My very favorite answer ever is, I love that my body is resilient, and that everything that I do to it, it continues to bounce back. I think that's pretty powerful. And a pretty good testament to the fact that your body will continue to do that for you. That's its job. The woman that came in this morning hates her legs. In junior high, of all of those terrible places, those 5th to 8th grade years that nobody in here raised their hands that they loved, she was at the mall in a pair of short shorts, and somebody said something to her about her legs being ugly. From that day on, she is now in her mid-40s. She cannot stand the look of her legs. Because things like that continually get reinforced. So you gotta think about the things that you say to people. It's not uncommon for me, because, I don't know, it's what I do, I guess, to walk up to women that I see in the world and be like, oh my God, I love your hair. Just saw that hair this morning, or this afternoon. Or, holy cow, I love your pants. Like, I do it all the time. I see things that I like about people. Everybody has their own uniqueness. Your voice is beautiful. To be able to recognize those things and compliment them on them, change somebody's day. Stand a little bit taller. You just send them off into the world with a happier, fuller heart. Maybe they're having a complete crap day, and that one thing that you said changed everything. So just think about those things. When you're out in the world, don't be afraid to compliment people. It feels weird. It's a little uncomfortable. It's outside your zone. Even if you're an introvert, which I really am, kind of an introvert. I live really safely behind the camera. Not as safely on the stage, but I'm okay. But I love complimenting people. I love finding that one thing about them. It's just that. Because everybody has something that's different. And I love this little rock. Very wonderful gratitude rock. Reminder to just be present and stay in your own space. Love yourself along the journey. So that's all I really got. I could certainly do a plug for my company, but that's not really what I'm here for. So thank you so much, Tony, for having us come down. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yep.
Yes, what do you love most about your body?
What do I love most about my body? Well, it's in the room. However, mostly what I love about my body, it took me a long time to do this, I love my boobs. I know that sounds weird. I know that there's small children in the room, and I'm trying really hard not to be graphic about that, but after I had my daughter when I was 19. So when a lot of young girls are still able to celebrate their bodies and be young and fit and run around in skimpy clothes and bikinis and all of those things, that wasn't my life. I didn't have that. And so I spent a lot of time hating the way that my body changed after giving birth to a beautiful daughter who's here today.
Hi.
But it took me a really long time to start loving it. And quite honestly, it was through the work that I get to do with other women that made me start loving my own body. And once a year, my entire team is required to be on the other side of the camera. Because when clients come in to see us and they say things like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh my gosh, this is so nerve-wracking. The last thing that I want anybody in that safe space to say to that poor woman is, oh yeah, you should be scared. I'd be scared if I were you. I'd never do this. That's not okay. So once a year, whether we like it or not all of us do, we get to be on the other side of the camera. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoy it. It's very fun. It's really fun to be photographed. It's really fun to be pampered, have somebody else rub lotion on you and do your hair and makeup and throw compliments after compliments after compliments your way. It feels amazing. And every year when that's my turn, I get to go bouncing out of my studio feeling like the world has never been better. And then I get to do it all over again for somebody else the next day. It's just one continuous circle of giving. What's your question?
Okay, so obviously I know a lot about your business, but
This is my daughter.
hi. What's your when you're with clients, you do like 2 weeks of or like a week or two, or sometimes longer prepping.
Okay.
And then after that, you also have your reveals and then ordering stuff and giving it to them. Like with the session along, like which one of those parts is your favorite to do?
That's tough. It changes. Kind of depends on my mood. The session itself is really fun. That's a fun piece for me. It feeds my artist heart, if you will. And it's fun to watch a woman kind of walk into her own skin, or at least partially start to walk into her own skin. The reveal is absolutely my favorite part, because it's the confirmation that all of those things that she was feeling the day of her session are real. That she is beautiful, that she is strong, that she is resilient, that her body is beautiful, that her legs are incredible, that all of those things. And then I get to show them these pictures of themselves, of the things that they supposedly hate about their bodies, and have them go, oh, whoa, okay. And one of the things that people ask me a lot at that reveal table is, wow, these are really beautiful, but how much Photoshop work did you do? Because I just don't think my body looks like that. And then when I get to tell them that I don't, that I color correct and white balance, that's it. I don't believe in Photoshop. I don't even own it. Don't liquefy your body. Don't warp it. Don't do any of those things. The most that I do is I take away acne, temporary stuff. So scars, bruises, or not scars, but bruises, acne, cuts, dog bite. That was painful for her and for me a lot of time. But so temporary stuff, things that your body is not going to forever look like, that stuff I take out. I have women call and ask me all the time, well, will you please take out all of my stretch marks? Nope, sorry, cannot do that for you. I can assure you that it won't be the focal point of your photos. I can pose you in a way that it won't be the primary thing that you see. The lights are going to wash a lot of that kind of stuff out, but that's what your body looks like. I'm not here to lie to you. If that's what you're after, then I can give you a dollar for the call. And I've referred out a lot of business for that executors. It's not my customer. And so sometimes having to walk away from money, however difficult that is the best thing you do in the long run. Servicing your business and you're servicing them, because that's what they're after. Any other questions?
What kind of camera do you have?
I have a Sony A77 Mark II. That is not me. I do have some of my work here, and actually, these are kid friendly. I can share this. I had to be really careful. I was like, I don't know if there's going to be kids or not. So I didn't want to bring a ton of stuff and then be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't want to apologize to parents all over town. Not my job. So this is the 48-year-old woman that I told you guys about that is a survivor of sexual abuse and is trying to reclaim her body. This is from her 4th shoot. She sees me very regularly now. Every so often, I got a lot of repeat clients that are just in it for I need a new self-esteem boost. I'm feeling really bad. I'm having a bad day. Need to figure that out. And then this is just my word. I'm Western Washington. I do have some of my languages here, so if you'd like to see them anyway. And then the name of my business is Jezebel Von Zephyr Boudoir and Boudoir. Did you find me?
I found it.
Here I am.
Yeah.
We are actually currently doing a model call for women over 35. So that is a picture that you found. Was our model call. So, anything else? Thank you, Tony, so very much.